already know that I'm going to get a lot of heat from a certain fan base on this video, but I feel the need. I feel the need to have this conversation because one, I'm going to give y'all credit. And then two, I'm going to keep it a buck and I'm going to keep it real. And I'm going to give you the facts of reality. And if you don't like it, there's not a whole lot I can do about it, but you can sure as hell vent back to me and comment back to me in the comments. And I promise you, I will respond to every single comment on this video. I reply to lots of comments on other videos. On this video, I promise you, I will respond to your comment if it's specifically disagreeing with me or whatever. If you agree with me, I don't need to respond. We're on the same page. But if you disagree with me and you feel it in your soul, in your gut, and you want to give that curdling scream, let me have it in the comments. Like the video, but let me have it in the comments because here is the reality. Y'all are mad loyal to Raven Johnson. Yes, y'all South Carolina fans are loyal to Raven Johnson. Let's talk about it. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Rudy's Rant, Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. We talk facts and feelings here. Appreciate everyone's support of the channel. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave a comment. For those of y'all are back again, I appreciate y'all. Thank you so very, very much. It was brought to my attention that I bothered some South Carolina fans. That was not my intent. When I was talking about MiLaysia Fulwiley and my belief that it would be best for her to transfer, and her comments after the national championship came would indicate that she's probably going to transfer, I caught a lot of heat from people. I mean, next level heat, anger, pissed offedness. People were bothered. The comments that I saw on that video, it was almost like they ignored the MiLaysia Fulwiley component and only heard when I said that I just don't think Raven Johnson's any good. Maybe I said she's trash as a basketball player. Since when is that a problem? I don't know her as a human being. I know what I'm watching on the basketball court. That's not personal. That's my opinion as a basketball player. People call NBA players trash all the time. Stephen A. Smith has referred to NBA players as scrubs. Mind you, they're in the NBA, among the 480 best players in the world. And I get it. She plays for South Carolina. I get it. She was the number 2 ranked player in the country coming out of high school. I get it. I also get it that she was on a team that won a national championship. I get it. I get it that she's on a team that has like 7, 8, 9, 10 McDonald's All-Americans. I get it. I get all those things. And all of those things, you wrap them in a bow and you make it all pretty. Don't mean diddly shit to me when it comes to evaluating a player and giving my commentary and opinion on a player. Facts are MiLaysia Fulwiley should have been starting at point guard, even if she's not a legitimate point guard. She should have been starting ahead of Raven Johnson. And now MiLaysia Fulwiley is leaving your program because you chose to start a player who is not better than her. I could also say they chose to start Tahina Pow ahead of her, and she ain't better than MiLaysia Fulwiley either. The best athlete, the best player on this team, or last year, on this team, was MiLaysia Fulwiley. Sorry about the camera glitch. I don't know what happened there. It was MiLaysia Fulwiley. It's very, very simple. It's not even a conversation, realistically. Yet, yet, and still, people lost their minds in the comments about what I said about Raven Johnson. When in fact, what you should be upset about is that MiLaysia Fulwiley, your best damn player, is leaving. But you're not, because you. And the funny thing is the video that I made that really caught fire with y'all was the first one before Tania Latson committed to South Carolina. That's the funny part. Now y'all don't care as much because Tania Latson is going to be at school there, the #1 scoring guard in the country. I get it. And that even further backed up my statement that she's going to transfer, because when she came in, I'm like, absolutely she's going to transfer. But a lot of y'all jumped up and down and said they played together in high school, Raven Johnson and Tania Latson. Who gives a shit? Big deal. You understand? You realize that Tania Latson was ranked 14th coming out of high school? 14th. Number 14 player in the country coming out of high school a year later. She transferred from there and came down here to South Florida to play at Plantation American Heritage, where she also won a state championship and again was state player of the year. But she was ranked 14th, and Raven Johnson was ranked 2nd. Who do you think is the better player? Who do you think is the better player? I don't know who the better player was in high school because I didn't watch Atlanta, Westlake, or wherever that school is in Atlanta. I guess Westlake High School. I never saw them play. I have no idea. I don't know what they look like in high school. What I do know is this, because I've seen it for years. There are plenty of players that cap in high school. There are plenty of players who were elite level players in high school who, when they got to college, just weren't that good because it was different. Because the situation was different. They no longer had the ball in their hands the entire game. They no longer were the ones taking all the shots. Raven Johnson averaged almost 15 points a game in high school. 4 assists to me for a starting point guard is pretty low. 6 rebounds, 3.7 steals, and 0.7 blocks in 113 games. I'm looking at it right here on Max Preps. If someone has other numbers, you can feel free to hit those in the comments as well. In college, Raven Johnson's averaging 5.6 points per game. Now, I don't know what her shooting percentage was in high school, but I know what it is in college. It's horrendous. I know as a point guard, a starting point guard, she averages less assists than most small forwards. Consider the fact that the player that actually led the team in assists wasn't Raven Johnson at South Carolina. It was actually Tahina Paopao. She's not the point guard. So the shooting guard actually led the team in assists. Oh, she had 3 more assists than Raven Johnson this season. They both only averaged 2.8 assists, which tells you how poor the offense was. But she didn't lead the team in assists. She's the point guard. The ball's in her hand the whole game. Point guards are supposed to make players around them better. I didn't find that South Carolina's players got open looks or better looks because of Raven Johnson. I watched them play a lot. Maybe not the way y'all watched them because y'all from there and y'all love them and you love her and all that. Like I said, I give y'all mad credit. Y'all loyal as hell. Y'all love that girl. Salute to y'all. You backing her. You taking a bullet for her. Go do it. But taking a bullet for her might cost you another opportunity to win a championship. Because I will tell you this. She probably peaked in high school. And I've seen it before. I've seen it from boys. I've seen it from girls. I've coached. I've covered. There was a guy when I was covering down here, who was the #1 freshman in America. And by the time he was a senior, he was no longer close to being the #1 freshman in America. I mean, #1 senior in America. Like, not close. He still ended up going to a Division I school in the ACC, but he never grew. He was the same height as a senior in high school as he was as a freshman in high school. He was 5'10", around there, 5'10", 5'11". And unfortunately for him, the reality was because he didn't grow and he wasn't ultra quick, but he was hella effective. And he was a damn good freaking shooter. And he was a damn good point guard. And he won a state championship as a sophomore. That the reality was his game, while it got better, it didn't evolve at the level for which it could have evolved. If he had grown 3, 4 more, if he had gotten a 6'3", 6'4". But he capped. He had a mediocre, short-lived collegiate career. Division I, but it was short-lived and it was mediocre. Never the guy that people expected him to be. Again, this ain't personal. This is reality. I've seen it before a million times. I've seen it before a million times. I coached 17U basketball. I've seen guys that were unbelievable monsters go to play in college, average 3 points a game. It's different. It's different. Let's be real. If they needed her to score points to win at South Carolina, they'd be in trouble. If they need her to score points, they'd be in trouble. What they didn't have this year was Camila Cardoso down low. People could say Ashley and Watkins as well. I don't care. Camila Cardoso was the why. Camila Cardoso was the why. You didn't have Camila Cardoso. That's the difference. She was the difference. That size difference makes a massive difference. Also, keep in mind that last year, UConn didn't have a big like El Alfie next to a player like Sarah Strong. They just had Aaliyah Edwards, and they had nothing else. But you had Camila Cardoso. Camila Cardoso cleaned up a lot of bullshit. Cleaned up a lot of bullshit last season. Y'all don't have to believe it, but it's reality. It's reality. Your 3 best shooters this year were Fagan, Edwards, Kitts, Watkins, and then Maddie McDaniel. And then after that, the guards, Tessa Johnson, 47%, Tina Powell, 44%, Fulwiley, 42.6%. And way down there, the only person worse than Raven Johnson from the field was Mariam Dauda, and she took like 1.6 shots per game. She shot 32.1%. Raven Johnson shot 35%. We can go look at the last season and see what it looks like. I'm doing this blindly, by the way. I'm just presumptive on this one. Cardoso shot 59.4% last year. Worse than I thought, actually. But Watkins was at 55%. Fagan was at 55%. Kitts was at 54%. Sakima Walker's at 51%. Even Raven Johnson last year was at 44.3%. So she was better as a sophomore than she was, or whatever year year she's in, because I think she's going to her 5th year. Technically, that was her junior year last year. So she was better as a junior than she was as a senior. Now she'll be a super duper senior. That's reality. She shot better. She averaged more points. She averaged 8 points last year. She still, assist-wise, 4.8. Why do you think that is? Camila Cardoso? That's still not the amount of assists a starting point guard on a team like this should average. These are numbers. You can sit here and say she has leadership qualities. Man, leadership qualities don't mean dick when you're playing 4-on-5 on offense. When you have one player who's so inefficient that they don't have to guard her. She shot 35% from the field. And when it got in real time, she was worse. Example, SEC tournament, she was 1 for 4, 1 for 3, and 1 for 7. In 3 games, 3 for 14. Thank goodness for them. They didn't need her to make buckets because she shot 21.4%. in the SEC tournament. That's abysmal. That's an embarrassment. And in the WNBA, that gets you cut. But y'all think she's a WNBA player? You maybe with 32 teams, 30 teams, not with 12, 13 or 15. Not a chance. No chance. And then if you go look at it again, look at the actual tournament where she was 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1. 10 of, I think it was 32 I saw. 11 of 10 of 32. 10 of 32. Let's do that. That's 31.25%. That's worse than she was during the regular season. She's got games of 0 for 3, 0 for 5, 0 for 3, 1 for 7, 1 for 5, 1 for 4, 1 for 6, 1 for 5, 2 for 7, 3 of 12, 0 for 8, 0 for 3. This is what you're relying upon? And y'all are going to, I mean, God, like I said, y'all loyal as fuck. Because where I come from, if you do that bullshit, nobody wants your ass. They're packing your shit and giving you a ticket to fuck out of here. Maybe people in Miami ain't loyal. Maybe people in Miami ain't loyal. In New York, Aaron Judge has a bad month. They say he's the worst player on earth. The dude goes for 60 homers. He doesn't have a good freaking 2-week period in the playoffs. He's trash. Reality was this. She wasn't good last year at all. This year, at all. Her game has gotten worse. And she's going to come back for a 5th year? Of course she is. Do you understand the reality of this, folks? The South Carolina fans, she had the best chance to get drafted this year. The draft stunk. And yet there's no way in the world that you were going to tell me that she would have been drafted as any of those point guards who got taken. Any of them. If she was draftable, if there were teams that actually had interest, she would have turned pro. Y'all can come back and tell me whatever y'all want. Next year's draft? A deeper draft? Child, please. Could I see Raven Johnson becoming a coach? Absolutely. I'm not saying she doesn't know basketball. I'm saying that what she knows doesn't translate onto a court. I know basketball. I know my limitations. I know that I can't play on a certain level. I knew that a long time ago. But I sure as hell could coach. And I sure as hell could put people who could play on a level in position to win. And when we did. And compete with some of the best teams in the country in 17U travel ball. And I had guys on my team that played Division I basketball at a high major level who were 20-plus point per game scorers at prep schools and went to Division I ball and averaged 3-4 points per game. You got to know that's what so you can tap out, you can cap out in high school. It's done. It happens all the time. There's a reason 8 of the top 10 players from the 2021 class did not turn pro. Don't tell me it was injuries. Because realistically, Sonia Fegan could have gone back to South Carolina. She could have. She didn't have some amazing collegiate career. She had one okay senior season. She was a top 10 player in the 21 class. She could have gone back. She said, fuck that. I'm going to turn pro. I'm going to get drafted. And my chances to get drafted this year are better than next year. She recognized that. And she got drafted. And congratulations to her. Congratulations to her. But acting like she's like Raven Johnson is like the second coming of magic. Bro, y'all are bugging. Leadership, defense, Oh, yeah, I know. You can tell me that she played great defense against a player that I like. Okay, big deal. Wonderful. That player had 30. The year before, that player had 41 and a triple-double. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm a Caitlin Clark fan. I don't care. What does that have to do with this? But I know that will be a common theme comment that I'm going to see. I'm sure of it. I know it. I already know it. I already know it. It's not going to surprise me because I'm expecting it. Like you can remember that she played 29 minutes in that game. She actually played pretty decent. She was 5 of 11 with 13 points. She was. She absolutely was. And Caitlin Clark was 15 to 31 for 41 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds. Sorry, not a triple double. 41, 8, and 6. She had a triple double before that game against Haley Van Lith. I mean, hey, it's like, come on, man. Yeah, she played defense a little bit on come on. Come on. I get it. I understand. You will never in your life, if you have if if it was any other player on any other team, there's no way in the world that you would sit here and say 4.9 points, 4.5 rebounds, 2.8 assists, 35% shooting, 29.5 from 3, 68.2 from the free throw line is acceptable on any level. On any level. But because she's y'all, and like I said, I respect you. Y'all loyal. Y'all are loyal. You're taking strays. You're turning yourselves delusional. You're telling yourselves and trained your mind to say, oh, it's all right. It'll get better. No, it won't. It ain't going to get better. She's not going to all of a sudden shoot 48% next year and average 17 points a game. It's not going to happen. And if it does, I'll come back here next year and I'll make a video and say, God damn, I was wrong. I've made videos saying I was wrong before. Would you ever admit you were wrong? Because I got a lot of defense lawyers on that chat on those comments telling me what a fucking idiot I am, that I don't know what I'm talking about, that she's a great leader, that she's a great. But I did have some people from South Carolina also say she stinks defensively. So which one is it? Some of y'all have the right and have an opinion that agrees with mine. Others of y'all think I'm out of my damn mind. So this is largely for y'all. Are you going to rest your season on her at point guard again? If you are, then deal with your fate. Deal with your fate. You lost a player who's way better because of the fact that she was playing ahead of her. But y'all believe what y'all like. It's all good. I know what my opinion is. I've watched basketball. I've covered it. I've coached it long enough to know what I'm watching. And when you took away that 6'7" horse down low, it wasn't the same. It was not the same. But you keep on being loyal. You keep on loving Raven Johnson. I'm not saying she can't be a backup. She can be a serviceable one. But you need a real point guard who can actually put the ball in the hole a little bit. You need a point guard who can average more than 2.8 assists in a game and 3.6 for her career. And y'all think that's a WNBA player shooting in college under 40%. You crazy? She might be brought into a camp. She won't make a team. She won't make a team. Most of these players that 3/4 of the players that get drafted don't make a team. It's the hardest league to get into. And again, the reason she didn't turn pro is because she knows she wasn't going to get drafted this year. So she's banking on getting much better over the next 6, 7 months going into next season and hoping that Tania Latson helps her turn her game around. Because her game She was very clear. We don't need Camilla. Yeah, the fuck you did. Yeah, the fuck you did. But hey, let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. I love all of y'all. I appreciate all y'all passion, your fervor, your vigor, your excitement, your enthusiasm for your girl, your loyalty. Loyalty transcends all personal responsibility, but don't take a bullet for some shit that you know is bullshit. Because you lose credibility. But hey, you can do what you do. I appreciate you. Like, subscribe, and follow. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Like I said, I promise I will reply to every comment on this post, on this video. This is Rudy's Rant, Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. Come on now.